Welcome back here to your Radio Free Radford edition. I'm Dustin Staples here, coming to you live on this afternoon. Hope you're doing well and managing to continue to stay safe and follow the CDC guidelines. I know we're in such uncharted territories as we're speaking to everyone right now. Today's guest is the newly inducted Student Government Association President, Christopher Davis, joins me here via Zoom this afternoon. Good to see you, Chris. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. I'm trying to stay safe as much as possible, trying to get through these uncertain times. How are you?
I'm doing well, and like most, I'm also doing the same thing and trying to just adapt to the new normal, I guess we can call it
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
Alrighty, so let's get right into things here. So let's get to know a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your major, your minor, and your graduation year, and a fun fact about yourself.
My major is economics with a minor in marketing. I graduate next spring, so spring 2021. I'm so excited. This is my last year at Radford University. Bittersweet moment, I shall say, but nevertheless, it will be a great moment for me and my family to see me walk across the stage. Fun fact about myself, I just recently started blogging. I'm taking a social media marketing class, and I'm just blogging about student leaders on campus and the things that we go through and the things and tips and tricks to get us through those times, the good times, the bad times, and just try to know how to adapt to these certain situations that we're facing currently.
Yes, absolutely. That's pretty cool there. I've got a friend of mine who's also taking one of the social media courses as well. So you might be in that class also, but also good thing to see that too. So how long have you been an SGA member and kind of what got the ball rolling when you joined?
So I've been at SGA for 3 years. This is my third and I should say final year. Honestly, I never thought I would be in SGA. So I had an RA who was the former president before calling me Nickel. Her name is Juliana Stanley. She was the president my freshman and sophomore year, and she has been, bugging me to join SGA and to be a part of the organization. And I just always kept telling her no, I don't think I want to do it, or I don't think I want to have time or anything of that nature. Around the end of my sophomore year, going into around the end of my freshman year, I was like, you know what, I'm going to put in an application. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt anyone. The worst thing that they can do to me is deny me. But ever since then, that is when I got into SGA, and I loved it ever since.
Alrighty, that's pretty cool. Of course, I've interviewed your former predecessor, Kalima Nickel, a couple of times as well, and it seemed like she was very well. I wish you the best coming up as you're wrapping up your final year. And so we don't want you to stay around much longer, but we're going to wish you well success ahead. Alrighty, so what has been your experience being a member and now taking on the new position as president?
It's been a great experience, honestly. It's honestly great to be a part of an organization that makes change and makes a positive impact on this campus, able to be the listening ears of the students, to express some of their concerns that they're having, and bring it forward to SGA to see if we can help do anything about it. Because I really do see SGA as an organization that is a bridge between the students and the administrators on campus. And I think that that bridge is very beneficial on both spectrums of the playing field. So from the administrative side, they're not always able to listen or be able to listen or hear the things that students are bringing forth. So that's why I feel like this organization was built. And then it's also great on the students end of the perspective, is because they have someone that they can come to comfortably and express those concerns, because if expressing those concerns to SGA, they know that we are able to get in contact with the administration and help the administrator, make that positive change on campus to better the life of students academically and socially.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, I know a lot of people, people, when they think of Student Government Association, they all think of, oh no, this is these uptight, strict people. But in reality, it's a student body, which makes it kind of gather together to make people more comfortable, and they can address certain issues to you all, which I think is awesome. And, every school, I have to imagine, if not, has some type of student body representation, whether it be student government or something outside our source. So, alrighty. So now, as new president, are there any new ideas and laws you're thinking about coming up to? Of course, as we know, we don't know how long we're going to be here on campus. Hopefully, we are here for a while. Have you thought about brainstorming some new ideas already?
Yes. So me and my current executive board and I guess I would say my whole entire organization, we are definitely coming up with new and better things to be more connected with the students. Obviously, staying physically distant, staying safe as possible. We know we can't be able to have the things that we normally have. But that just makes SGA more innovative, more creative, and more adaptable to the current situation that we're living in currently. Things that we're definitely coming up with is basically, so I know that social media has been if it hasn't been big now, it's definitely big today, especially during these times, because social media platform is basically the way to go to get connected with our students. So one thing that we're definitely taking upon my Chief of Staff, Grace Hurst, and her cabinet staff team, one thing that we're definitely taking initiative on is connecting with our students through social media platform, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Instagram, whether that is Snapchat, whether that is Facebook, and honestly, whether that is TikTok, because we see that TikTok is a really big thing now today. So they basically come up with like student social media challenges to get students engaged and things like that. And then we want to track to see how many students are engaged and, come up with different types of strategies, marketing strategies to be able to target our audience more. So we are having a student engagement tracker to see how many students engage with us on social media on a daily basis, and to see if we can continue to build that audience throughout the school year, because we know that, again, social media is a big platform. Dealing with the Senate side, I know that we are definitely coming up with some new type of resolutions, and currently working on some old resolutions and legislations from past years. So one thing that we're definitely continuing to work on is being able to have recycling bins on campus. So not on campus, sorry, off campus for all campus students. Be able to provide those resources for them to be able to recycle, to make this campus and our students more sustainable, because the environment is definitely a big thing now today. Also, we are coming up with like different types of resolutions. So we are working with What Do You Want Wednesdays. So What Do You Want Wednesdays will be definitely different. So that will be online as well. Usually we'll have a table in the body, but unfortunately, again, with physical distancing and maintaining safe between ourselves and the students and the administration on campus, we will definitely having those online and basically getting the student opinions, student concerns, and be able to still reach out and connect with the students. Another thing that we're definitely working on is a Black Lives Matter resolution, because of everything that has been going on recently. And we just want to show the students that we're here to support them, and that we're all here and we're here together and we are Highland family, and we do accept and respect every background there is on our campus, because diversity is definitely a big thing that we definitely take into consideration, not only with the SGA, but with the student body and with our administration. So the university as a whole, we try to make sure that every community and every community is represented to the fullest extent on this campus. A little bit of other things that we're definitely working on. So there's this thing called operational educational resources. This is basically one thing that my Vice President, Samantha Powell, brought up to my attention, that they're working closely with faculty and staff members. So basically, this is basically like a resource for students to have online textbooks, or a textbook that is made by their faculty members. And this just helps with cost. So basically, it will be like $50 or less. And we're trying to promote that more, trying to like get that out there to students and things like that, and just trying to have those better resources for students who are not able to provide them for themselves.
Wow, that is a boatload of information, but that is some good things you're working on there. Of course, going back to, obviously the real circumstances with the protesting and things of that nature.
Yes.
It's critical, especially for students, to get their voices expressed out there, because a lot of people, they may be shy about it, but of course, if they're out there peacefully doing it, of course, we're not going to just promote destruction or anything of that nature.
Absolutely, 100%.
So absolutely, we're going to wish, hopefully that goes well and things of that nature. So now we're going to switch gears to the current situation, the coronavirus pandemic. So a couple of questions we're asking: how has this personally impacted? Had any personal impacts about it, or something you've gained, you've learned that you thought you've never even thought about doing? I guess gained a new hobby.
It's different. It is definitely different, to say the least. No one expected that this would hit us as much as it did. This has definitely not only impacted Radford, not only the United States, but it impacted our world. So definitely coming up with like different creative ideas out and thinking outside the box. Personally, I try to remain safe. I've been trying different things, trying to be outside more. Because that's a big thing. You can't be around big groups of people, but just being able to take time for yourself and taking that self-care, because this is definitely a time where you're able to do that. And so basically trying to go outside, start a new activity, start a new hobby. There's definitely some things, at home workouts is definitely a big thing for myself since I can't go to the gym. So definitely taking on those different types of hobbies and activities. Not as much as I would like to, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. But impact as a whole, this is something that has it impacted me at first because like first when school was canceled, I was like, wow, like this is different. Like, things are changing, things are moving really fast, everything's virtual. But you start to adapt. You start to adapt to, what is normal now today. And you really do start to, build upon that as well.
Absolutely. I know any type of normalcy would be nice for a change, and it's very unique to say. So, as SGA's president and as the organization, what are some ways that you can maybe give some comfort to students around here, maybe feeling a little bit on the skeptical side about, I don't know if I can go out to class, and I may hope to goodness they don't get it?
Right. So one thing that I would definitely like to say is that like, we're all going through it. This is definitely a time. Do we like wear masks? Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure there's no one, honestly, in the world that loves wearing a mask 24/7 everywhere you go. But this is definitely a time where we do have to maintain physical distance, and we do have to remain safe. I know that SGA is definitely trying to get it out there and trying to get the word out there of like, make sure you do the 5. Like, like these are definitely tough times for everyone. Staying safe is probably the most important thing. As long as you're staying safe, continue to wash your hands, like do the 5, like slow the spread, do the 5, right? So definitely taking that into initiative, like things like that to reduce anyone catching the coronavirus, because we want our students to maintain safe. And we do want our students to stay on campus, especially our incoming students. They're not getting the freshman year that everyone else got, or that incoming year that everyone else got with a big club fair, with big things going on across campus. So, we're trying to make it as normal as possible. And, honestly, trying to give those incoming students, that first year college experience that they were always looking and hoping for after they graduated high school. So anything that we can do to help with that, obviously COVID friendly and staying safe, that is one thing that is SGA's number one priority at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And it's everybody's priority to stay safe. And like I said, slow the spread, do the 5s. We can get this behind us. And we can get to what we know before we got, hopefully maybe next year's class won't have to go through this
Right.
unique experience or thing of that nature. Now, as SGA, I know a lot of times y'all are putting on some big events. Y'all have to host town hall meetings and you like to engage the student body. How will that be different compared to that? Will you be hosting Zoom town hall meetings and getting other things, activities situated?
Yes. So as I stated before, social media is definitely a big platform to reach out to our students, because usually now with the rule of 10 people or less, we're not able to have as many students come out to events as we want to. So definitely taking that drive through social media and being able to connect with our students. Again, I know that TikTok is definitely a really big thing, and everyone loves a great TikTok that they can do, a TikTok challenge that they can be a part of. So definitely SGA has definitely come up with new ideas of how to, incorporate that into our social media challenges and things like that. We're also, we will be holding our town hall meetings via Zoom this year, because today there's new concerns, there's new challenges that students are facing. Like things are different, and that's great that they're different, because that allows SGA to, come up with these creative and innovative ideas to make that change still for our students, because there are definitely things that ourselves who are sophomores, juniors, or seniors, we didn't necessarily go through that first year like our incoming students are going through right now. So definitely, it is definitely different. Things will definitely be online via Zoom, with definitely events coming up in the future. But town halls is definitely a big thing that we will be holding via Zoom. And we hope that we're going to promote it as much as we can possible. And we hope that we get a big amount of, enormous amount of students come out and, just talk about, what are some things that you're seeing within the classroom, with outside the classroom, around campus? Like, their COVID is a big thing right now. So anything that, like, that is related to COVID that we can respond back to our administrators with, or relay the message back to our administrators, that would be the best thing possible. Or even if there's some new challenge that does not have to do with COVID, we want to help with that as well. So basically anything that can necessarily connect with our students, whether that is through social media, whether that is through via Zoom, any digital platform, I shall say, anything that can come along with that, we are definitely trying to help in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like you keep emphasizing, social media is the number one big presence right now. Everybody's on it, and like you said, TikTok or Snapchat or whatever it is, to get the attention message across to student government, they can get their voice heard and hopefully get something situated out of that. So, if we're going to wrap things up here, as you have been here for a number of years now, what would be some advice that you maybe would give some incoming freshmen? I know we're obviously in certain matters, but let's pretend we're not in this situation. What would be some uh, good information you could pass along to some incoming students?
Absolutely. So one thing that I would like to say when I first came to Radford, I was probably shy. I was probably the nervous person. I'll be so nervous to the point where if a administrator or another student or a professor was to come up to me and be like, "Hi, my name is such and such. What is your name?" Like I would stutter over my own name. That's how nervous I was. So definitely, I will say if you had asked me that if you had told me that I was going to be president of a university, I mean, of SGA, not the university, God knows. If you had told me that I was going to be president of our Student Government Association, one of the biggest organizations on this campus, I would have probably laughed at you and probably like, no, you're crazy. But okay, I'm glad that you think that, or I'm glad that you have that much confidence in me. But one thing that I would definitely like to put out there, and for my students out there, for my incoming students, I know that we're definitely going through some tough times, but don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to break out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to join an organization. Get into something, meet new people, obviously staying physically distancing and staying safe and things like that. Like, like things are a little bit harder than usual. We understand it. We get that. But don't be afraid to like put yourself out there. Like introduce yourself to a person each and every day, whether that is in your classroom, whether that is in your residential hall, whether that is someone on campus. Because the more people you get to know, the more you're able to be a part of the community. And the more support system that you will have. Having friends on campus, having people to have your back 100%. Like I would say that every person that I have met on campus honestly became one of my best friends. And it's always great to have that support system. I mean, family is great. Do not get me wrong. Family is great, but you always want to have that support system that you can come to at any point during the day or night where you're feeling down and things like that. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to meet new people, and don't be afraid to break out of your comfort zone. Join an organization, join a club, join a sports team or anything like that. Anything that makes you happy, that is how you will be able to meet new people and get connected with people across campus.
For sure. And I'm as a junior myself, and now here I am a station manager. You'd be thinking, what the world? You're really going to be doing this 3 years from now? Yeah, I don't think that. I came in here, yes, a little shy at first, but of course I quickly kind of jumped on in. I said, yep, this is what I want to do. And now here I am doing more than what most people are probably doing. You and I both combined together. So things of that is awesome to see those and hear those stories too. So as we're wrapping things up, you've mentioned social media. Where can people find student government on what type of platforms and where are the handles?
Yes. One thing that you can do is follow us on Instagram at Radford SGA, or Twitter or Facebook, same username, Radford SGA. That was basically where we posting most of our things that we're coming up with, and that's where honestly we'll be able to get feedback and concerns from. So for all the students that are out there, for anyone who has concerns or have a student opinion or wants to relay something to us, please don't be afraid to message us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Like, don't be afraid to use any of those platforms. Follow us, get connected with us, see the different types of updates, the different things that we're doing. Again, social media is a big platform now today, so that is where most of our updates and things that we're constantly doing each and every day. And now things change every second. So please keep up to date with everything that we're doing, because that is where most updates will be posted at. You can also connect with us through our meetings. Our meetings, unfortunately, are held via Zoom this year. Again, trying to stay safe. So our meetings via Zoom, all that information will also be posted in our bios on our social media platforms as well. So you can also join a meeting. We always ask questions from the gallery that we have. We always ask questions, if there's any questions that can be brought up. And we do have students come in from time to time talking about things that they're seeing on campus, talking about things that, they wish they would like to change and things like that. So that is definitely some different ways that you can honestly connect with us. And you can always email us at sga@radford.edu if you're not able to make it to our meetings, or if you're not able to connect with us through social media.
All righty. Well, that is a lot of good information to pass along, and hopefully people will be listening to this later on and taking the advice of checking you out. Another thing I meant to ask you too. So if people are maybe interested in coming in as an SG member, is there a way that students can possibly maybe kind of do like a mentorship program, or will they have to wait to the upcoming spring election to get possibly renominated for a position?
So students can actually join SGA at the moment. Right now, we're taking cabinet staff applications, and we are also taking Senate applications as well. And you can find those applications under our webpage on Are You Involved, or under our student organization page under Are You Involved. And you can fill those out. Cabinet and staff applications are due this coming Monday at 11:45 p.m. And then the Senate applications are due that following Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. as well. So definitely, if you ever wanted to get connected with SGA or want to be a part of SGA, please feel free to join us. We are always looking for new members. We are always looking for a new, fresh mind who has creative ideas and innovative ideas and things like that. Because it's always great to have different types of voices, different types of opinions, perspectives, and things like that, because that is how we are able to make change on this campus. So we can't just go in with tunnel vision. We have to look at things from every perspective that comes our way. So definitely, you can definitely connect with us through that. And you will also join SGA cabinet staff applications. Honestly, there's like really no set time. We always do take cabinet staff applications basically all semester. Senate for elections are a little bit different because we only hold those once per semester. But cabinet staff applications, we are always accepting throughout the school year. So if there's ever a time that you was like, I don't feel like joining at the moment, and then you realize about a week or two later, you're like, wow, I really want to join, still email me and at cdavis237 at radford.edu, and we will definitely, me and my chief of staff research will definitely be reaching out to you and connecting with you to see how you can join us.
All righty. So students listening out there, now's the time to take it. You're part of SGA, and also it's a good resume builder too, for those who don't know that. So it's always a future job, student government. We need you. All right, you're the person, woman, man, girl. So anyway, so Chris, I appreciate you making some time today. I wish you the best successful year, and congratulations for making it on your senior year, despite all what's going on. Get back to some normalcy.
Thank you so much, Dustin. It was great talking to you. It was great meeting you.
Absolutely. Same right there too. Alrighty, folks, stick around. We're going to have this interview coming up this week, and we're going to tag all of student government as you listen.